everybody, and welcome to video 1 in our So Sweet series. Now we're going to be using a kit called So Sweet, and it's SEW Sewing So Sweet by My Porch Prints. Now this is a little bit older kit, and I'm hoping that she still has it in her shop. I haven't checked. I will check and I'll know by the next video, or actually the other half of this video. And we're just going to make a quick little book, and we're going to try to do it in 3 videos. Yeah. Okay. So this is the, I'm not going to go through the ephemera, but this is the kit. I haven't printed on the back. We're not going to need to. It's very pretty. Now, with the older kits, she didn't put any writing pages in at all. And the backing pages are beautiful, but you can't really write on those either. So all of our writing space, this is just going to be more decorative, and the writing space is going to be on the cards. And we're going to make some tags. These are the backing pages. I'm printing out extras of these, and you'll see why when we start making our book. Well, you're going to need 2 for your inside cover. And, yeah. So then there's the ephemera, and you've got your stacked pockets, your tags, your pockets, your envelopes, all of your basic. They're all so beautifully decorated. Like, look at that. That's a little booklet. There's some writing space there. And here's some tags. Look how big that tag is. Okay, so yeah, so I need to cut this apart. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to cut out. Really. Here's some file folders too. I didn't realize those were in there. Is there just 2? Yeah, there's just 2. So I may cut all these out. The one thing I would like to note is that I think I'm going to use this for the front and back cover. I like this. And this was my second runner-up. This was going to be the cover. I don't know. I really like that one too. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I decided on this one because it was colorful, and this is a nice back cover. And then I'm not printing on the backs of the ephemera either, even though this is a tan, because this is just a little quick project, and well, frankly, I didn't want to use all the yellow up in my printer. On another side note, you can't use your scan and cut to cut out the cards, these 2 sheets here, because they're on a tan back, excuse me, a tan background. I printed these. These are US. This is a US size kit, so I printed it out with the borders. If I'd have thought about it, I would have printed it borderless, because now I'm going to have to trim them all. But make sure if you do that, then you print the backing pages with borders as well. So even though you might be tempted to print them borderless, because you want them to all be the same size. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go for a second. I'm going to do all this, and then I'll be right back and we'll get started. Okay, we're back. Now, this is what I've done so far. I have inked all the pages. After I trimmed them out, I inked all the pages around the edges, and believe it or not, I used a color called Stormy Sky. It's a Tim Holtz Distress ink, and the reason I like this color is because it's sort of like this color here. It's like a bluish, grayish, I'm not sure, and it's not very dark. And I wanted to pick up on this blue and the darker colors in the kit. So I inked the outside edges of everything, and then I'll show you what else I did in just one second. I picked these 2. I went ahead and picked these 2 as my cover. It's going to be like this. Then I selected these, which are the same, to be my inside cover. Let's see. Wait a minute. Did I do it backwards? I did. Okay, and then on the back of each page, which I've got to do this, I inked down this far. Let me do this one real quick. You can't do it where there is anything else. Make a big mess. And the reason is, the way we're going to make this book, and the reason it's going to be so quick, is because we're just going to glue the pages together. And we're going to leave pockets on the top. Now, I didn't want to see the white at the top of the pockets, so I inked the insides, what are going to be the insides of the pockets, down a little bit. Now, I'm going to write I don't think I want to write it that high. This is going to be the top. Okay, because I had these upside down. And these are going to be my inside covers. Now, I'm going to put these together just for now, and then I'm going to show you what I did with these pages. These are the backing papers, and this is literally all you need to make this book are the papers, the glue, the ink, and some lace for the spine. And I haven't decided between this one and this one, so I got out my coffee dyed and my tea dyed lace because I haven't decided. I think I'm going to go with that one though. And that's all you need to make this book. Okay, so I took the book pages, which none of them have any area to add pockets or anything. And then I added the backing papers. You'll notice there's quite a few here, and that's because there are 2 of each one. And each one of these are inked around the edges, and they're inked across the top. And that's what that color that is. See how it matches with this really well? Okay. I have like 50 of those little suckers. So all we're going to do is we're going to go through and fold each page in half. And then we're not going to fold all these in half until we decide how many we're going to need. In fact, let's do this. 'Cause I don't care what order my pages are in. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether we would need more than one of each one, which we're not. Of course not, because there's the same number of each. There we go. Then we can use these others for belly bands and such. And the reason there's 3 is because the 4th one is the one that's going to be our inside covers. Now, the inside covers are going to have to go first and last. So I'm going to need to put one of these first and one of these last. Okay? And we're going to take each page and we're going to fold it, or each paper, and we're going to fold it in half. we're going to take the next page, we're going to fold it in half. And then we're just going to make a stack like this. It's important that you fold them straight. And it's also, oh, I've had 2 cups of coffee. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I got shaky hands. It's important that you trim them so that they're the same too. You know, sometimes when you trim the pages, this one's kind of tricky about right side up, upside down. I decided to go with the text. I wasn't really sure either. Because scissors can be laid down on the table either way, and so can a, what do you call that, thimble. They should be called thumbles. They go on your thumb usually. So why is it not called a thimble? Why is it called a thimble? Anyway, I think from now on I'm going to call them thumbles. Because you want to be able to fold it in half like this, and when you stack them together, you're going to want to, maybe I can do it without, because I got a problem with my hand. It hurts my tendon. Okay, this one I want this text to be right side up. And we're going to do this in 2 or maybe 3 sections, and then we're going to glue the sections together because it gets a little crazy after you've glued so many pages together. Because the more of these you glue together, the more it kind of springs out. I think I didn't cut the pockets or anything out. So I think we're going to put the pockets and stuff on after we have the book together, which we all know is not my normal MO. But we'll just have to deal with it. We're not going to be making too many custom things. We're going to be using the stacked pockets, the stuffed pockets, and things like that. But we're going to need to what was I going to say? Yep. I'm going to cut out all the, I forgot what I was going to say. Like my grandma says, must have been a lie. No, I don't lie, but I'm just saying. Can't remember. But you see how when you put these together, when you see in the pockets, then you'll see this and not the white. Oh, the stacks. Yeah, they get a little crazy, so it's just as easy to do 2 and then glue the 2 together than it is as it is to do one big one. In fact, it's easier. Almost done. Should have done some of these ahead of time. That's all right. It's only going to take us 2 videos anyway, I think. Even with my folding. And the reason I'm using the bone folder is just to make sure everything's lined up and kind of crisp, so that when we go to glue everything together, You guys may have made one of these kind of books before, but I just thought I had 2 days open for videos, and I thought, well, let's make one of these. Why not? This is the end of our final days of summer month. Collaboration plus my design team project plus the contests, the challenges and the drawings and everything in conjunction with Line Dot Arrow and Nonstop Paper Crafts. So even though this isn't that, I didn't want to wait for each challenge to come out each week to make the video. So I decided to go ahead and make this ahead of time so that we could still have 2 videos to fill up this last week. Okay. Well, we may be able to do it all in one go. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Oops, this is the top. Does that mean I just turn the whole thing around? And this is right side up. So that should be that way. Now this one, I think, since I'm going to do it the down and dirty easy way, which is no hardcover, I'm going to ink around this one all the way around. I'm going to do the same on the part that's going to be the back. So you only need to do it on half of the page. And then our back page, we'll do it around this one too. But you can see how springy it gets. This is my word, springy. And it doesn't matter if it's irregular, if you see one of these little spots or whatever, because it's just meant to kind of give you a little bit of a head start if your papers are just the slightest bit off. Okay. It's the front. That's the top. Okay, the gluing commences. So we're going to take the first page, which is our inside cover, and we're simply going to take this page and glue it to this one on 3 sides. Oh look, and the very first one I've folded crooked. We're going to take this one and we're going to glue 3 sides. I could wait until I was old. And then we're going to end up using, you're going to have to print more than once because we're going to need tags. Now you don't have to leave a tag spot on every page. However, You can leave one on every page, but not put one on every page. Okay, so you want them to be glued together. You want them to be even. Or fairly even. Okay, and this is going to be the cover. Oh, come on. The inside cover. And then your first page. Okay? So now let's mark this cover so we don't accidentally turn it around. We're going to take this one. I don't know why I stood the bottle up. Sometimes it's easier to do it this way. And you don't want to glue that center unless you don't want a pocket. I'm going to put a pocket on each one of mine. This one looks like it's folded a little crooked. But the main important thing is don't let it slide like this. You want it to be completely lined up, the top and the bottom, and this edge. You don't want this to get out of control. Now, the reason that we might divide this in half is if this starts trying to slide, you know what I mean? In other words, if the pages try to move out because there's so many. And so hopefully this is a nice, quick and easy. You could probably use this as a flat mailer depending, or you could, depending on how many pages you use. So you just put the glue on the one that's laying down. You just do both sides and the bottom. You can tell your top because you've inked it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video because I'm just going to be doing the same thing over and over again for every page. And then when we come back, we'll do the spine, and then we will be done with this video. And then the next video will be us decorating. Okay? All right, I'm going to put you on pause. And then we are going to, I'm going to do this, and then we'll do the front and back cover and the spine. Okay? Hold on just 1 second. Okay. I'm all glued together. And I got my scissors out because you may need to trim a little bit. You're going to want to go through. So here's our page 1, 2, 3. You want to make sure that everything's lined up. If it's not, if it's just a teeny bit, just ink it. If you need to, you can trim it just a little bit. This one looks totally crooked. I think I'm going to trim this one just a little bit. I think it's a little too far to ink. So I'm just going to trim the white off just a teeny bit. And then I'm going to re-ink it. That's nice for the center. I think that's the center. Nope. The nice thing about this is they do lay down flat every page. That's why it's okay to decorate afterwards as well. Okay. So you got to check for this too. That a little glue seeped out. This one's going to have to be trimmed. The spine all lines up. So not really sure how I managed to do this. But you just want to go through and touch it up. If you were using a darker ink, it would be easier. These are so cute. I see this one's a doozy. But you can see when you see inside the pocket, you see this blue or blue-gray. And you can wait and ink this after you're done if you want. I just find it easier to ink when they're apart. Especially the insides of the pockets is going to be impossible. Well, I got a little loosey-goosey here at the end. Okay, anyway. That's the other nice thing with every other page being the, like a collage page. If you have to trim it a little bit, then no one's ever going to know. Just make sure that you don't trim past where your glue is. Okay, and there's our back cover, our inside cover. Okay, now all we're going to do for the front and back cover, now you can make a hard cover for one of these, no problem. You can make the 2 pieces of cardboard and then leave the center open and glue a piece of like cereal box, not a super thick one because it would skew the book and make the cover really heavy. So just 1 layer of cereal box on, glue it on here, and then glue your cover paper on top. Today, to make it quicker, we're just going to glue these on here. And why is this narrower? Well, it's alright as long as we can get the same amount of blue all the way around. Looks like the height is right, but the edge is a little off. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to slide it over so that it lines up on the top and the bottom. And then we'll leave this little bit over here because we're going to put lace on it anyway. Now I wonder if this one's big. I wonder if I just didn't cut it in half correctly. Yeah, this one's big. So take a little bit off of this side, make it fit, and then we'll let's try that. And then we'll re-ink it. So what happened was I just didn't cut the paper in half correctly. I should have folded it and then cut it. Now, if I wanted to, I could have just done this one video without any of the ephemera and said, ta-da, here's your book. Because we can. It's no big deal. You can send somebody this book and send them the ephemera and let them do it. That's kind of a fun idea. Make like a paste book out of it. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. And then, of course, there's not going to be a pocket here. We're just going to glue the whole thing down. Once our glue decides to get there. I definitely want to be able... Oh, come on. I definitely want to be able to... oh, for goodness sake. I definitely want to be able to... something. I'll move it around. This one you can glue all over if you want. This glue desperately needs to be thinned, I think is what the problem is. Make sure you're putting your cover on right side up. Always a good plan. Okay. And then we're going to cover this up with lace anyway, so not excusing my bad cutting job, but I'm just saying it was rescuable. So now let me double check this one against this back piece. Okay. So this is a fun little way to do a book. This only took me, with the inking and the cutting, a couple hours. And then it'll take a little bit to cut out the ephemera. Of course, I'm going to let my scan and cut do all but those 2 pages. So it won't be as hard on me as it will on some of you. I highly recommend them. They're well worth a couple $100. Especially if you have, now remember, this is the side our lace is going to be on, so if you're going to line anything up, if you have any trouble or any issues or anything, you want to make sure to line up the outside edge. Looks like I got an outlier there that's kind of a little crooked. Okay, so now everything is glued together. Every page when you open it lies flat, flattish, flat. And it didn't take very long at all to do. And it's very cute pages. Okay, my porch prints are especially good for this method. Okay. I think that's part of what happened was I forgot to put the pin in between. All right, now thinking this lace, because this rose, for some reason when I put this lace in the tea, it turned this beautiful color. This is a heavier lace too. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ink the edge of this. Can't believe I was not going to do that, or I forgot. So you can actually leave them like this if you want. If you make a mistake like this, just put a piece of lace on the front. You can leave it like this if you like. I'm just going to put some lace on mine. Wondering, I think this would be prettier though. I think this is too something. Okay, so we're going to take a piece of this. Oh, this is awful thin. We can't use this. It's too see-through. Let's go over to the coffee dyed. I'm thinking this one would work. I know what I've got. Hold the phone. Let's see. I don't think any of these are wide enough. Where is my BB Craft? The BB Craft lace. Go to bbcraft.com and see how this is. This is perfect. Is it wide enough? Just barely. You know, I think that is the widest one. Yeah. However, you could put a little extra here first. Because I do like this. So we can just double up on it. So we can cover this part right here for sure. So let's put some of this on the front and on the back, and then we'll wrap the other piece around. Okay? And they're the same color. Because they look wider when they're on here, but they're not. Yeah, they're all the same. Or pretty close to the same. But I got all of these together in one package from BB Craft, BEEBEECRAFT.com. And if you look, when you're watching this video, if you look on the Saturdays, during the last half of the month and the first part of October of 23, you will see some BB Craft demo and unboxing videos. So anyway, I think I'm going to put the glue on. And then trim the length. And I think I want it to come up just a little bit over the top. Now see, if you did this, you really wouldn't have to do the edge if you didn't want to. You could just leave it like this. But we're going to cover it. That's so cute. You remember, we want the flat side of the ribbon to face the spine. and then the ruffly side to face inwards. So this one we want to do this way. And that frayed a little bit right there. Now if you want to, you can glue this down. I may do that because see, it looks like it might have a tendency to do this. So let's take another bead of glue. We'll run it down. And then we'll just lay this down on it, like so. Okay. Now we'll take this lace and we're going to run it just like this. And we're going to line it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do it just like we did the other one. We're going to run a bead of glue. Oz is snoring. Now remember, the lace is going to absorb some, so. And then we're going to lay this right on here. We're going to flip it over. Get a little generous here. Before it gets a chance to dry, let's move it out a little bit. Because this pattern's going to look good right up the middle of the spine. Let's move that out just a little bit. Okay, and we'll run some more glue. Still could use just a little bit more. Okay, I'm not going to pull on it anymore. Yep, that's fine. And just push down on your book too. I'm waiting on the glue. I think I need a coffee break. So I like this idea with this book. You can decorate the covers, decorate them up. There we go. Let's let that dry a little bit because it's awfully sticky. A bit of glue right there off of my hand. And that's that. Now I've got some little flowers that during the decorating phase we might see if I've got some of the right color. Maybe we'll put some on one of the corners or something. I don't know. It might be too big. It might be too much for this little simple book. These are very pretty. And those would be pretty too. But I was thinking, I don't really see, now that I look at them, because I picked this one with these flowers on here. If I had picked a different one, these blue ones would have looked really pretty. But you know, you could just put a few here. I know, well, we'll do that in the decorating video. This is the construction video and we've got that all done. So our book is done, except for adding our ephemera and any decorating that you want to do. Now, you have to remember that this book can get fat fast. And so you might want to, if you think you're going to put a lot of stuff in there, before you glue this paper to this, then put a ribbon in between. I was going to, and I forgot. All right. Okay. Well, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay. Bye-bye.